Hello and good morning. We are leaving French Truck Coffee. Kind of my morning ritual here. If you're in New Orleans, Lower Garden District, definitely check out French Truck Coffee because it's the best coffee and great breakfast sandwiches. And if you're in New Orleans, please visit the Lower Garden District. It absolutely is marvelous, and it's just so much history here. Again, the cable car lines and everything. Okay, so this is day 3 of the Ghost Ship project here for Spectral Remix. And actually, technically day 2 of it being open, but for me, it's day 3 because day 1 was all the setup. So yesterday was cool. You know, it was pretty, and I just love, by the way, maybe I'll just turn the camera around because you get all these cool little shops and stuff. And again, yesterday was the first day that we, officially opened to the public, 12 to 5. And by the way, right there, World War II Museum. And so yesterday was cool because it was kind of an intimate vibe. There weren't a lot of people. There were a bunch of graduate students who came from the AAA meetings. By the way, AAA meetings, you just walk up Magazine Street about 25 minutes. And again, what I did yesterday was, if I haven't talked about Saint Pizza, you have to try Saint Pizza. I also want to try Patron Saints. That looks super cool. Here's just the entrance. Again, kind of imposing if you just look at the entrance. I'm taking another sip of coffee here. This is like one of the best brews ever. So my hotel is just about 15 minutes up here and then a right on St. Charles Street. But yesterday I did the big hike to the AAA meetings. The Sheraton and the Marriott kind of across the street from one another, right on Canal Street. I'm glad I'm not there. I mean, New Orleans is great, but the whole party scene in the French Quarter is a bit much for me to handle, to be quite honest, at least at my age. So yesterday was cool though. So we had some folks, I plastered the whole scene with postcards. And actually, let's go in now. I'm assuming it's open. We probably should officially turn on lights and so forth. But so I plastered the whole, here we are. Again, I think in yesterday's video, maybe you saw the full glory of Spectral Remix. Oh, the table set up here. This is cool. Yeah. Oh, look, periodic table. I got to show that to my chemistry colleagues. So super cool. All the zines and stuff. I love the project here on ruins in Berlin. But yesterday was cool because it was just a few graduate students who came by and we chatted. There was one fellow who's doing work on maritime ethnography, and we were talking about the sea, and we got going on metaphors for the ocean and stuff, and it was a cool conversation we had. So Craig and Wesley are setting up back here. Craig's been doing amazing work with just everything with this project. He's literally doing everything. Media, he's been running the lift, putting up lights, and everything. So yeah, I'm just saying good morning to Wesley and Craig. I'm saying Craig's been doing amazing work here on Spectral Remixes. Yes, the morning vlog. Yeah, so it's going to be I keep saying it's day 3, but it's day 2, but day 3 for me because we were here on Tuesday. So yesterday's conversations, I have to say, with the grad students, and they're the future of our field. I just love talking to grad students. They're just so curious about what we're doing. And one funny student said to me, it wasn't funny, but he asked a funny question. He said, what do you think the old-timer anthropologists would feel about this? And I'm like, well, they wouldn't come here, maybe so. And one of the sub-themes in the Ghost Ship is sort of this fight against positivism. And I was very strategic about where I put my Fight the Positivist card. Can't say that this morning, still early, at AAA meetings. So I'm wondering if any positivists will be upset. But check this out. So AI maybe is channeling my id, part of my consciousness and my sort of horror stories about positivism. I think I have somewhere in the Ghost Ship Journal ages ago when I was at University of Iowa doing my master's. We had the late Marvin Harris come to our department and gave a talk, and it was like disturbing. It was honestly disturbing because just a little after that, of course, I was going to be joining George at Rice and applied to the program and got in, thankfully. But it was sort of this rallying cry against what Marvin Harris called the evils of postmodern anthropology. We're going to get to hear. Oh, this is good. We're going to get an action shot. Craig is using the lift here. This is cool. Now listen to how loud this is. Yeah. One of the few sounds in the natural environment or human-made environment I would never sample. Oh, the tires actually. The sound of the tires moving I would sample. But that beep is unmistakable. True dedication to the craft. True dedication. Look at this. Yeah, so there's a little light leakage, and it's not terrible actually, but I would say about like 2 o'clock this gets really good because I have the projections, maybe as you saw yesterday. So, but I think Craig's going to do some. Oh, look at this. We have some damage here. We have some morning damage. So this is always part of, right, checking your exhibit in the morning. My Lacanian little a's, which for those of you Lacanian purists, I don't know if there could be more than one little a, or do we all have a little a associated with us? Anyway, the little Easter egg is kind of in there. But look at the damage. Now, in truly going with the theme of the Ghost Ship Project, I'm going to start spreading rumors here, but what if these partiers, the ones who left the beer, the beer and the vomit and the puke stain on the floor, what if they messed with my little A's? Because that's kind of how it looks, doesn't it? I mean, not to do a crime scene kind of CSI thing here, but if we put the camera right here and we look, that could be a freaking crime scene. It's a conceptual crime scene as my water bottle drops. Hey, actually, that might add to it a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to spread any rumors, but maybe some folks broke in last night and disturbed our little A's. So the strange thing is, now if this were a CSI crime scene, it seems like the tape has been moved, right? Because I can't quite get the tape on there. So again, I think we should thoroughly... We might need new tape, folks. Yes, we're going to need some new tape. So, does that suggest to you that this is somehow a reflection of Lacan's construction's notions of desire? Because I think there could be a ghost in here. There could be a ghost here in Merchant House. By the way, someone corrected me yesterday and said on all my flyers I put Merchant House, and it's technically Merchant Hall, but we're giving some business to the Merchant House, the antique place, and so forth. So anyway, the morning crime scene here. If you read Baudrillard's book, The Perfect Crime, I have always loved that book. It's sort of like, people don't talk about that book ever, for some strange reasons but sort of the crime against reality. And I suppose part of what we're doing here is talking about that and the legacies of positivism and sort of Kant and that kind of empirical thought, and the fact that folks like Piero of Ellis, who if you take my anthro classes, we talk about the two tracks of research, and we never get that sort of skeptical side, the Perrowian side, if that's the correct use of his name. So anyway, we should probably set up some lights and start rolling here. Craig is working hard on the version 2.0. It looks super sturdy of the ceiling accoutrements. So yeah, so day 2, I think tonight we'll be busy. We're going to have 3 section parties, so I think we'll be open late for that. And yesterday was cool. I mean, we had the graduate student contingent coming from the meetings, and as always, that's super cool. But this is maybe the perfect time to be here because it's super chill, and you feel like you don't typically get to get into a gallery space like this when no one is here. And I'm just super impressed with the efforts. I'm super impressed with the eclecticism of the pieces, and this merging of anthro and art. Oh, this is interesting. I feel like, is that on the, this is Harjan's piece. Oh, it was an overlay on top of the, I thought the iPad was actually damaged, like it was somehow inked on the outside or something, but no, that was one of the images. So yeah, cool. Let's get going. I'll give you some more reflections on the project today. Maybe get some video when folks are here. And I think I want to do a couple of sonic experiments, maybe sample some of the other sound profiles here. We've got some cool sonic things happening, so I think that would be worth doing. So let us get going, and as always, thank you for listening to my channel.